So folks, I'm back here. I'm going to show you my unorthodox method with this tight tuning head. We're going to have a different view on this right now. I'm going to have you guys watching straight in here so you can see from both sides how this tuning head's going to work. Now, the tuning head is made up of the tuner, a washer, and a barrel. And the barrel screws into the thing like that, but in the headstock. So this has to go in here. The barrel and the washer go on this side here. I hand screw it down a little bit, and then I use a drill and that bit that I had on me like 30 seconds ago that's no longer here. Alright, well that's not as important right now. Here it is. Okay, it is important right now. And I'm just going to tighten it down. Just enough to not break it. Now, these holes, because they got some of the tung oil in them, are a little bit tighter than I would like. So I have my own unorthodox method of fixing that, and it's called a drill with a file in it. And that's why it's unorthodox. It's not really meant to do this. It doesn't work all that great. But it gets it done. I'm sure they actually make a file on a drill bit. I just don't happen to own it. And you'd say, well, Mr. Magara, why don't you do it by hand? Well, hand tools are a thing. They're a thing I'm not super into. Now, you could probably do this by hand. It might be better. But in the absence of time, I think this works just fine. Got it stuck again. One more left. So a stitch in time saves 9. We can call this password time. Now those tuners are going nice and easy. You don't want them to be in there super hard, as some people might think, because what actually happens when they're in there way too tight is that the wood swells and expands and contracts with weather. Guitars have this major problem being made by wood that every season these things are a slightly different size. So therefore, what winds up happening is what's really tight today on a humid day breaks because it was too tight for it to even hold itself together. So, just a little zip. Once I feel it tight, I don't want to go any further. Good. It's really not the tension that holds the string in and the tightness of the tuning head. It really has a lot more to do with just the dynamics of how the string works and how the string bends itself, where it's just, it would take more for the string to work, it's more tension of the string pulling down than it takes for the tuning head to turn. Therefore, the string holds itself in place. there's one more part to this that I think is probably the most difficult thing. And I'll show you that in a minute. It's lining them all up and having these little screws that have to hold it in actually work. And yeah, those are not easy to deal with. It might be, it was actually one of those things that at school I did a lot of for the students in the last class. And there we have it. Tuning heads. Tuning heads. Oh, so here we go. So do you see these little flanges here? Come on. There we go. They all have to be lined up straight, and then each one of these gets one of these little screws in there. And it's so small that you can't see me put the screw in and videotape it. So I'm not going to do that on video. I think you'll appreciate that, and it'll be fine. The next, I think the next lesson is I solder this thing together. And, oh, there's one more piece, and then I solder it together, and then we play it, and I put strings on it. That's pretty cool. All right. See you guys in the next one.